Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
The Inquisition starts right here. The Inquisition. No, I don't know why I'm saying the
Inquisition.
Well, yeah.
No, there's really no.
Do you
There
know
is
that
no.
song, Oscar?
Oh, no, I thought we were talking about battleships.
No. That is from the History of the World Part 1 from Mel Brooks.
What is that movie? It's the History of the World?
History of the World
I
Part 1.
don't think I've ever seen that movie. Is that the one with Dom DeLuise's Caesar?
Yes, it is.
That's a good movie.
It's a
Rofo,
fine
you'd like
movie.
that movie. That's
It
a good
is.
movie.
It's a lot of fabric.
That's right. It is a lot of fabric.
Oscar
Bring me
started-
a small liar.
Oscar started the show today very funny with a listener who sent Rob on the cover of Children of the Corn Part 4. And there's Rob Spiewak with his giant dome.
Fred
with his giant
Big
melon.
Door is his name.
I'm there with
Thank you.
my head too big for anybody, holding a scythe with my followers in the cornfield, Mike.
I would have loved on any level to be in not only the movies, but to be in a horror movie. And I would love to be one of those weird guys. I wouldn't want to go so weird.
You could have been Jason.
Like Rob Zombie weird.
With a
I wouldn't
hockey
want to be
mask.
Rob Zombie weird. I could not handle that.
Okay.
Like Brian Posehn did. Although if you see the Devil's Rejects,
Second show in a row you brought him up, Mike.
best part of Devil's Rejects is when Brian Posehn gets killed.
Well, that's your
absolutely
thing.
love
What
that.
type
in
of
his little
horror
bit
movie
part.
then?
I would want to be in a legitimate, I'm aiming high, of course, thriller, Silence of the Lambs type deal.
Psychological thriller.
A psychological thriller.
That's
in
what it
any
is.
capacity, and I
Yeah.
think I would.
Would you like to be
I think I'd be
like,
very good at it.
Would you be like take a supporting role? Like you could be in the prison and throw something on Jodie Foster?
I wouldn't want to be Miggs.
No,
I wouldn't
okay.
want to be
Is-
Miggs, Rob. That's too small
Is
a part
Mommy
for me.
Dearest a psychological thriller?
You know what? You can put Mommy
Yeah.
Dearest in the umbrella. Like I wouldn't be a leading man, but Steve Forrest, who played her love interest.
You know, I don't want to be the guy that brings bad news, but you know what role you'd get in Mommy Dearest?
Which one?
You'd get LB Mayer.
Jody. Jody, can I show you to your car? No, but I think that's really not quite, because really Mommy Dearest was supposed to be a biopic, right?
An expose.
And it became kind of a comedy. It's
Yeah.
only a comedy for a select group of people. I urge you, really.
You could be the neighbor in Home Alone. That saves,
No,
the guy with the trash can.
Yeah.
no, because that's not horror. That's not horror. You want
it's
really
good.
scary.
As a
You
kid
want
it
really,
was.
really scary. You
part.
know.
What about, would you do a Psycho reboot? Would you? Well, you're not young enough to be Norman Bates.
Well,
the ship has sailed.
Weren't you in
How about-
Ghosts Don't Exist?
That's right.
Yeah. I played a studio executive. I think
yeah,
that's
yeah, you
No,
did.
I thought you were Tanner Cooley's evil
You know
twin.
who the guy that plays the guy that kills himself in Ghosts Don't Exist in that famous Tanner Cooley extravaganza?
Yeah.
That's what he did a great job, and I would have liked to do that. You know, it's like you could knock on. All right, so Rob, let you do it. You knock on the door right now.
Okay.
All right, and I'll come to the door. Okay.
All right.
Who is it? Who is it?
It's me. It's Rob. Open up.
It's real.
God damn it! I got to get the thing turned up. Hold on, let me do it again.
We'll need a second take,
Yeah,
Tanner.
take two.
Open up.
Who is it?
It's Rob. Open up.
Rob who?
Rob Stein.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I'm here.
What?
I'm blowing out my speakers.
I'm here to tell you to turn down the
doing here?
module.
What am I doing here?
Well, I'm here to discuss proper modulation.
Stop. Hold on. We have to stop it. We have to do it
Like,
again.
I haven't heard that much bass since I was in high school.
All right. So, well, it's, you know.
Open the door, Richard.
Who is it?
It's Rob.
Can I help you?
I'm here to talk about you.
What do you want? He's not able to do it.
I don't know.
You're not able to do it. You don't.
I don't know the movie.
You don't even. You're not even doing that. You're a theater arts major, and you're not even. You got the smiling eyes. You're not taking the role seriously.
Do the smiley
Take 4.
face. Do the sad face.
All right.
We know. We're bringing. Take 4.
All right. Can
We're
I
bringing
ask
in
you
the
a
other
question?
actor. Bring me the other actor.
Oh, okay. This will be good.
I'm here.
Bring me Rofo. Bring me Rofo.
Oh, and you know what? You may want to give
I
him
thought that
some
was me.
direction because he might not have seen the movie. Why is he concerned? Why is he coming to see you? I know how the scene is
okay.
going to end.
All right, Rofo, you are the local sheriff because you look like the sheriff from True Blood.
Okay.
And
I pray.
you have heard someone has reported hearing screams at this particular house.
I would have loved to have this direction.
You know what?
Too late.
You're absolutely right. We're going to give it to Rofo, but we'll kick it back to you.
All right. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Rofo's understood.
Who is it?
It's Rob Ford, Sheriff Rob Ford.
Can I help you, Sheriff?
Sir, we've been getting some reports of screams coming from within the walls. Does everything check out all right here?
Within.
What do you mean, check out?
Well, we've been hearing screams. That's not the sort of thing we see normally around here.
Yeah, you don't see screams, Mike.
He's not taking it seriously either. I'm not. I don't like that at all. We're gonna give it. We're gonna give it to Rob. We're gonna give it back to
All
Rob.
right. Give me a moment. Okay. I'm ready.
Are you in character?
Yes, I am.
And action.
Open the door.
Who is it?
It's Sheriff Rob Coltrane.
What do you want?
I want to talk to you.
And I want to talk to you.
Now who's not taking it seriously?
50 Shades of Rob.
I'm sorry.
Get the mask.
This
on.
movie is not about gay love.
And the wire ties.
All right, shall we? I mean, we have to. We have to involve him. We have to involve him
Him?
because yes, him, the one from Bolivia.
Can-
We
All
have to do
All
this.
right.
Yes.
You know what? Let's do it just for fun. You know, sometimes we improv on the set, Mike. Can he be a crooked sheriff?
Sure.
Yeah.
If that makes you happy.
A crooked Bolivian sheriff.
If that makes you happy, go for it. Here we go. All right. Are we? Oscar, are you in character?
I am now.
All right, good. Don't use
And-
the gingerbread man voice.
Rob, we're doing a scene now. Now
I know.
stop babbling.
Quiet on the set.
Action. Who is it?
Es Oscar. Señor,
Can I help you?
¿cómo estás ahora?
Okay, now he speaks Spanish. Start the show. That's terrible. That's just terrible. Rob,
It's gonna
start the
kill-
goddamn
it's
show.
gonna
I don't want
kill
to do
the
this.
international market.
I don't
Mike.
want to play this game anymore, damn it.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
How come you don't have anyone to watch this kid after school?
He just moved in.
Where's the father?
We met in college, and it turns out that he had been seeing
No need
someone.
to tell it then. You gonna pay for my fence?
Yeah, yes.
And my
I said
tree?
I was going to. I'm not sure how I can pay for a branch.
Everything has a price. You're an adult. You should know that.
All right, let me know.
I can watch the kid after school. A few hours. Same price. I can do $11 an hour. You pay the snacks. Your kid ate my last can of sardines.
Really?
Hey! Joanna? What are you doing?
Mowing Finn's lawn.
Hey, Finn!
I was sleeping. Thanks for that.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna make dinner. You can do homework.
Oh, I already ate.
Stop mowing. You're mowing dirt. Let's go.
He's fed. The homework's checked. I've done my job. I'm taking a break.
Why is he mowing your dirt patch?
Oh, yeah, he's paying me hourly.
I'm showing him how the world works. You work, you get paid, you drink.
Are you drinking alcohol?
I honestly don't remember.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Live from the Cabby Pfeiffer Studios.
All live.
From sunny Southwest Florida in the best exotic marigold community in our nation's capital, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services and heard daily for over 5 years at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Online, on air, and on your mobile device, the Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it, and if you are here, you do too. We want to remind you about the TMOS survey, ladies and gentlemen. I can't tell you how many listeners come up to me and say, Warren, I'm dying to take a brief anonymous internet survey.
Warren.
Well, folks, you're in luck. Effectively immediately.
Yes.
All you got to do, effectively immediate.
Right now.
All you have to do, effective immediately, all you have to do is head over to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the survey banner right there on the page. All kidding aside, it would help us out a lot if you can take a few minutes of your time to help our time. We'd be grateful for the time. And do it on our behalf. It'll genuinely help us match up our show with the advertisers that fit TMOS and appeal to you guys. We promise to never share or sell your email address. Scouts Honor. Just click the survey banner on our website and tell us the truth. Thank you, as always, for your support, partners. Now back to the countdown, Casey. Casey. A man writes Casey. How are you? Now back to the countdown. He was a little dog named Snuggles. Yes, sir. I want to open today's show with our own Oscar Santana, if you don't mind. I think it's important to discuss with Oscar how he's doing because, you know, ever since he began his business degree and going to that school, University of Maryland, and incidentally, Oscar is attending the Jaime Morris School of Business at the University of Maryland.
The Robert H.
Right?
Smith School of Business.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot it was a very ethnic name like that, Robert H. Smith. Because
But it's on the Saul Cohen campus.
That's right. So there's no ethnicity at all.
No.
It's Robert H. Smith, not to be confused with Joe Johnson.
That's right.
Mike, I bring the ethnicity to the school.
Yes, this is true. Now, Robert H. Smith, a mover and a shaker in the D.C. area, correct? A businessman.
Yeah, a lot of the school overall was donated by a gentleman who brought Heineken to the States and had the rights to all of Heineken.
Another bootlegger? Is that who made all the money?
That's really odd because Mike brought a lot of St. Pauli girl to American University, and he never
This
got
is true.
anything.
Oh, man. You know, I remember 1977. 1977, the year I graduated high school and the year that my sister got married.
Yes.
And there was a guy named Bill Witkowitz. I will mention him by full name because he brought to the wedding reception a case of St. Pauli girl.
Good
and
sides.
that's back in the days where I think 18 was legal in and because my sister got married, if I'm not mistaken, she got married on June 25th. I turned 18 on June 22nd. Wow. And I was able to hang with the groomsmen because Paul's about 10 years older than I am, and I was able to hang with the groomsmen and enjoy ice cold St. Pauli girls and formulated my drinking. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about Oscar Santana.
Right.
And how are you finding the balance of life and everything, all things you, with your beard stubble and everything you are doing?
Man.
And incidentally, we have an over-under on Oscar
Chess.
here at the show and
O'Mara
everywhere
odds.
else is how long, if he does successfully complete the degree,
Yes.
how long Oscar will stay with the show. Mine is based on current employment conditions. I'm saying 3 months.
Well, you remember my prediction is that if he does graduate,
He will continue to do Big O and Dukes, though.
Of course.
Yes,
but
that's
when he
it,
graduates, and he will invite us to the graduation, and
Right.
he will put, there will be an
that's
addendum. And this is my prediction. You know, there's a lot of stuff in play.
Yes.
There will be an addendum in my invitation that says, Rob, hope to see you at the graduation. Please pack my belongings in a banker's box and bring them with you. Because he's going to grab that circled up piece of paper and he's going to wave and it's going to be out the door. His gown will never touch his back.
The gown.
I could see that happening.
What's that?
That's
What?
terrific.
No, not at all. Leaving. I will
Are
say,
you? How are you doing though? Seriously, how are you? How are you feeling? How are you managing your time? How are you? Are you feeling overwrought at all? Because you seem, to be honest, the first week or so you seemed a little washed out, a little harried,
Oh,
and
God, you
lately
weren't here.
in my opinion, you seem to have stabilized.
Yes,
you seem
I've
like
hit
you
my
got it all kind of
stride.
figured out.
I don't think you ever have it figured out simply because you don't know what's around the corner because classes change so quickly.
Always. Constant.
But as far as this current mini master, I really have hit my stride. I'm thankful for that because, for example, for financial accounting, I have a quiz coming up tomorrow, and I met with Zoolander for 3 hours on Sunday morning, and then
Would you be able to get through this program without the help of Zoolander?
I would not. I would
Eric
not.
Zoolander
Not financial accounting.
Stuglinski.
Not
Smith.
Not financial accounting.
It's the Zoolander Stolginski School of
a
Business.
debt of gratitude.
Is it Stulginski? Is that the correct?
Stolginski, isn't it?
How do you
know
pronounce
him
his
as
last
Zoolander.
name?
Oh, you got to know
Yeah.
his name if he's going to get you
Eric
a degree.
Zoolander Stuglioski.
That's right.
I think it might be Stuglinski, yes.
Stuglinski?
Oh, it rolls right off the tongue.
You nailed it, boy. We'll go to you on the pronouncer. So you've got see right there is why
And then we
I just
knocked
wouldn't
out
be able to
another
do it.
hour last night on Skype to really pre-prepare for the quiz, which is on Friday.
Or just prepare.
And no, I just on my end, I'm going to prepare.
Pre-prepare
tonight.
is redundant.
I'm going to
Yeah.
prepare tonight. And yesterday, I just want to make sure I had one more hour with him to go over some questions that we need to address.
When you take a quiz, how does the quiz break down? Is it short answer?
This
is
quiz
it multiple,
is
multiple guess?
so accounting answers. They're not just nothing's multiple. Like
All
they
right,
will give
you
you
have to
a set
answer.
of numbers, and you have to know which numbers to use in order to get the answers.
I'm done. I'm already done.
Yeah, it
with
sounds
that.
bad.
You all right? Here, I'm making a joke at the beginning of the show. You leave, I'll kill you. I swear to God. You leave, we need. This is great knowledge. This is knowledge that nobody else in the room has, and so this is accounting. This is my kind of stuff. This is the stuff that I'm allergic to. That I want you to go out and grasp this knowledge.
I think I should also note that I was allergic to it as well. So once I think it really changes everything, Mike, when you cut that first check for $29-something thousand, and you say
to get the education.
just
right.
to get a Skype call into Eric Stolginski.
he has reasonable rates. Yeah, when you cut that first check, you're like, okay, this is coming out of my savings. Some of it's coming from the federal government because they've been kind enough to give me a loan. And
Our government?
Yes, yes, your government, our government.
No!
Stafford loans, baby.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Build a wall, Mike. Build a
And-
wall.
Yeah, really.
When you do that, you say it's like doubling down in Vegas, Mike. And the only person you can bet on yourself is yourself. The only person you can bet on is yourself.
So what is the topic of tomorrow's quiz?
So tomorrow's quiz is going to be the indirect method.
Mafia payoffs. I'm sorry.
There is no mafia.
Is going to be the indirect method, adjusting journal entries. Those two.
Is there any question that you've studied for that you can tell us that would even land in our ballpark so we can understand?
No.
Okay, then let's move on.
I can't simply because it's not. Most of this work is done behind the scenes in software now.
Okay.
So they're really just teaching you this, so you could figure out, so you know what's going on. So you could see a balance sheet and actually pull some ratios to see if there's something up with the company.
I think someone's on the phone. I like to let it ring 3 times and then I answer.
I appreciate that.
This is the method. Do you have time for a call?
I do.
Will you
Thank
entertain a question?
Absolutely.
Hello, Mike O'Mara Show.
Yeah, I want to see if I can speak to Oscar Santana.
Who's
this is
calling as if we didn't know?
President Barack Obama.
Excellent.
President,
Yes,
hello.
Oscar, I've got your
an
check.
honor.
I've got a check for you for your education, and I want to make sure you get it.
Thank you so much. Just in time. Tuition's
Thank
due
you.
tomorrow.
We're going to need to
I'd
see
like
2
to,
IDs.
Thank you for being a minority and going to get a great education. I
Appreciate
think that's
that.
I think you're
Thank
doing
you.
a great job. Fantastic.
Hey, speaking of
Yep.
minorities, Mr. President, did you hear who's coming back to the States this summer?
Oh, did I hear about it? I appreciate your note. I got your note.
Yes.
I thought it was a great gesture to let me know that you're going to have a fine summer and get to reunite with that fantastic little boy that you raised almost from infancy. That boy known as Little Jabril. Oscar, good luck with the accounting exam
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Thanks for the check.
Take
Mr.
care,
President,
Wilfo.
appreciate
I'll
that.
see you as usual at the house for dinner tonight.
Oh, wow, really?
Bye-bye.
Wow, he'll be in the Lincoln bedroom.
But Mike, if anything, this education has helped me double down on this business.
True.
Because, for example, last night, Rofo and I were working on being as efficient as possible to work with Apple and iTunes.
Right.
And we were trading calls probably up to 1 a.m. last night because they're on the West Coast and they were still working.
So
That's very cool.
So
right?
to dumb it down to our level,
Yes.
are you so far, and you've only been at it for 4 weeks, 5 weeks?
I'm going into my second month, man.
Second month, so 100 weeks.
You can tell he pays attention. He can't even tell you how long you've been doing it.
And you could have.
Joey McZippolix can't even tell you how long you've been in class. Where's your education there, pal? You could have been a genius. You could have been an attorney. You could have.
No.
Then I wouldn't.
And I believe we might be tied. I think you
Then
might
I-
have guessed 4 weeks as well.
No. I mean, I'm down here. I'm not expected to. You've got that steel trap of a brain. I was going to guess a couple hours.
So what it does, Oscar, is it allows you, if not to know exactly what to do, at least where to focus. I mean, even right at the, and so it helps you to know.
Mike, I'll give you this for this example, and I talked about.
And he
this.
won't charge a dime.
I'll talk about. I talked about this with Rob and Pony, and I'll talk about you with this separately, Rob Ford. When you're starting a business, right? You get to a point where you want to do everything, and by everything, we do everything here in the studio. But we all have our strengths, and there's a part of my life where I was taking on so much work, I wasn't just working on my strengths. To the point where I said to Pony and I said to Rob, I said, let's work on, even as a show, work on our strengths, right?
Focus on what we're best at.
What we're best at is putting together some great hot talk content. And there's going to be shows out there that want to do car shows, and they want to do all kinds of different shows, and even networks for that matter. We do comedy shows. We do fun shows. That is
I describe the show as three guys busting each other's balls, but that's what we do. But we can the magic of our show is we can respond to just about anything, even when it's necessary to get heavy. We don't,
which is great, which is absolutely great. But
Right.
our bread and butter is comedy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and storytelling.
And storytelling. And
the storytelling Mike, storytelling is the bread and farts are the butter.
Because to pull the curtain back, and this gets really inside radio or inside podcasting.
Thank you.
There have been a lot of shows around the country that had heard Serial and said we should be more like Serial.
Right.
And to their credit, that's what you would think you should do because that's what everybody was responding to. To our credit, our efficiencies, what we do best is we're funny. We comment on the stories of the day. We work as hard as we can to entertain. Mike, you are bar none as one of the best announcers, entertainers out there.
Impressionist, storyteller.
That can do. No one else can do what you do.
Oh, and no one wants him to do this, and yet he keeps doing this. Hi, Sal.
I mean, name me another guy that's doing salad fingers.
Hello. Welcome to the Robert E. Smith School of... Huh?
Oh, God damn it.
Hello. Welcome to the Robert D. Smith School of Business.
Is that the lead singer of The Cure?
Robert H. Smith.
H.
Could you ask him a question, Oscar?
Sure.
Does he have any spoons?
All right, I'm sorry.
But do you see where I'm going with this?
I do.
It's
And you,
cool.
yeah, but the thing about it is we love doing what we're doing, but it is a business. And Oscar realized that this is what we need to sharpen up, because if we're going to be running this thing ourselves, we're tired of being DJs, and the days are gone where we work for some big company that has all their smart people in the big office in New York that are doing all that. We've got to do it on our own, and Oscar's the man who's going to run a little point for that. And I think that the years of developing this business have shown us that. And for God's sakes, I've had a couple of small businesses, all incredibly successful, and But it's one of my greatest regrets. Look, I was talking to my daughters about this, Oscar. I was talking to them about their majors, and I joke about it, but it's all, now in the internet age, you get to read it. Everybody's read this. Any parent with college-age kids that gives half a rat's ass knows what the majors are. Yep. And my kids are doing just what I did and just what Rob did, and it's just these majors are now more than ever, they're fun. And they're creative,
but they're
vanilla.
They're
going to do dick.
Right.
Now, and I'm saying this about my own kids when you're talking about the
Can you
overwhelming.
just not
let me
use
just.
dick in that equation.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The overwhelming majority of people in
Yes.
these majors, and I'm talking in my daughter's case theater, and I'm talking in my other daughter's case she's interested in archaeology. Now, there is a chance
Digging.
that what it is really is, and I think, Julia, you were talking about her being interested in some sort of theatrical
Photography and theatrical
photography.
stuff, yeah.
You know, come on. And because you know why? Everybody wants to do that. And nobody is paying that because people will do it for nothing. But the majors that matter are the ones that Mr. Santana is focusing on,
Right.
which is business, number crunching, knowing what's going on, trends, computers, all the stuff that really makes this country go. With that said, in the same paragraph, I said to my daughter, don't give up on if you've got some sort of dream that you want to pursue and you want to give it a shot. I'm not going to hold you back
That's
on that
where the
because
passion's going to be.
I would not want somebody to have done that to me when I was going into broadcasting. I never would have wanted somebody to say that to me. And so that's where it is.
Mike,
you know?
there's always a compromise. I mean, if she wants to do archaeology but wants to do a job, how about ancient Egyptian accounting?
Thank you very much.
Mike, but look,
brilliant.
Can I add one thing?
Yes.
We had a similar conversation, and you're dealing with, I would say, 40 professionals in a room, and they have kids as well.
Sure.
Most of them have kids, and some of them are going to college, and even one of our professors' kids are about to go to college, and I think one of them wants to have more of an arts major.
Sure.
And she said to her, she goes, okay, you can major anything you want, but you have to have a minor in business. And the reason why she instills that not into her daughter, not because she's a professor, but she says the business aspect of a minor can take you through life.
Yep.
It's not just if you're going to start your own business or you want to go into the business world. That, and especially if you're creative, and that's really one reason that drew me to a grad school, was that most creatives, they just don't have that skill set. And because you usually don't need it, but we need it here, right?
Yep.
We need it here because we have our own business,
Yes.
and that's what we're doing. And God bless you for doing that.
Oscar.
And incidentally, when I got my degree in broadcast journalism, that was a compromise for me, believe it or not. I wanted to go even more artsy, but my dad put his foot down and he
Really?
said, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was back in the late 1970s, early 1980s. And my dad said, not that major. You're not a chance you are going out west to, I forgot, I don't even remember the school now, to major in that. It might have been Pepperdine that I was going to go out there.
What did you want to major in?
Sports bikini photography. We will take a break when we come back.
The dead industry, Mike.
Well done, Rob Spewak. It's like Martin and Lewis. Fantastic. We'll take a break. Come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
It's a bitch to get down on your fucking knees
And do it.
tear apart wires and go through a succession of does this work? Does this work? Does this work? Does
A
this
series,
work?
Mike,
A series. I'm sorry.
not
A series.
succession. We left the union.
Yes. I seceded from the English language. I'll say this.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Sleep Number Beds. What keeps you from sleeping your best? Do you sleep too hot? Do you sleep too cold? I know that when we're down here in South Florida, a lot of artificial air blowing on you sometimes, and you have an issue with that. The fact is, you might have a snoring bedfellow. Maybe it's just a lousy mattress that you need to replace. Well, guess what? Sleep Number has an adjustment to fit all of it. Whether you want to take the roar out of the snore or adjust each side of the bed to the perfect firmness, which I did last night. Tweaked mine a little bit last night for a little firmness. Yeah, my back was kind of talking to me right before I went to bed, so I took my Sleep Number and I adjusted it, and it's perfect, and you'll love it. Sleep Number has innovations designed for your ultimate sleeping comfort. Every new bed is available with Sleep IQ technology using the dual air technology inside the bed. Built-in sensors tell you how you're sleeping and allow you to make adjustments to optimize your sleep. Sleep Number also has FlexFit adjustable bases with choices you'll love, like Partner Snore technology. My Sleep Number is an 85. Carla's is a 65. Come in right now and save $600 on the Sleep Number i8 bed, rated #1 by a leading consumer magazine. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today only at one of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. You can find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. Again, that number is 800-511-0061. Don't forget to wink and tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. More controversy in the great state of Virginia as as the racial divide in the United States of America continues, and the very latest is the UVA student, an African-American student, wrestled to the ground, bloodied, face full of blood. And look, all I'm seeing is the initial video and the kid's face covered with blood, and the fact that he was on the honor committee, I believe, at the University of Virginia. First of all, fact that he's a student at UVA, we all know, being from Virginia, we know what it takes to get into UVA. That is
not your
very
safety
difficult
school.
school.
As a matter of fact,
No, not a safety, not at all.
They declined my offer to attend. I asked, and they said no, thank you. So I mean,
yes,
it is,
you applied, right?
I did, absolutely.
Were you bummed when you didn't get UVA? Were you kind of bummed at that?
It was, I guess. I don't think it was the best fit for me, but I wanted to try. And
the best school in the state wasn't the best fit for you?
Oscar, you know me, and you know that's true. And what did I end up doing? I went to VCU and excelled. And that speaks well of the Virginia Commonwealth University. But
they didn't have Safeways anywhere near you. Where Rob could pay for his education.
It's an amazing school, and it is. It's very, very. And you know what? I think their reputation is better now than it was 20 years ago, as far as an academic program.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, if you're just catching up on this story, it's a huge story today, and it happens kind of in our backyard when anything happens in Virginia. And the reason I'm talking about it is for only one particular reason, because these were not state troopers. They were not local law enforcement that was taking this kid and wrestling him to the ground and making him all bloody. These were alcohol beverage control officers.
I see.
Right. ABC.
Yes, alcohol beverage control officers who, well, let me give you the story here. Please. Outrage is spreading across the University of Virginia grounds over the bloody arrest of a student after he attempted to enter a bar near the college in an incident that is now at the center of a police brutality investigation at the request of the state's governor, Terry McAuliffe. The student, Martise Johnson, participated in a rally Wednesday night. This has grown hair very, very quickly. He was seen wiping away tears and then taking a microphone himself at the emotionally charged gathering. Now, he calls the arresting officers effing racist when he's wrestled to the ground. I don't know. It was late at night, so we don't know if alcohol was a factor. But let me give you his quote here. I want the remainder of students out there to be able to share their opinions and share their feelings. I beg for you guys, regardless of your personal opinions and the way you feel about subjects, to please respect everyone here. That was Martise Johnson who said that. Not bad. That doesn't sound like he's inciting anybody. Johnson said, "We are all part of one community, and we deserve to respect each other, especially in times like this." So this story right now, it looks, he was very bloodied. He had a head wound, and the blood was in his face, and it looked nasty. The issue I have here is I want to wait. I want to figure out everything that happened with this story. And but I just remember that he was charged with public intoxication and obstruction of justice, alcohol beverage control officials said. And
Mike,
look, it's never been my experience that ABC people can get anything wrong.
By the way,
I didn't know they had arrest powers.
By the way, here's the sound.
I didn't know either. I always thought they were undercover.
Yeah.
I didn't know they could arrest.
Mike's axe being ground right now. Mike is grinding his axe.
Right.
But it was horrifying video, and I'm sure everyone saw it on the morning news cycle. But what troubled me about it, and I want to wait and hear the whole story before we try and figure out exactly what happened. It picked up in the middle of the altercation. And I would love to
aftermath.
know. I would love to know what built up to that.
Well, because if he took a swing or something,
exactly,
then you
or
don't know.
who was the first
and as
one
I
to
said,
scream?
I am
Who
not
was
here
the first one to do it?
I'm not. First of all, that is the problem. I don't think you base a rally on that video.
Right.
The fact is, though, I think there are a lot of students that I want to hear more about this.
Yep.
Because all you get from once again, there they are, Rob, the wonderful news media that shows you this video, shows the bloody face, and that's all they require.
And
Nobody's going beyond the surface.
If there was no video, I mean, even if the story existed exactly as it
and there was
stands,
no video, this would not even be on
it's not on the
anybody's
cycle.
radar.
It's not on the cycle, but it's damaging and it is horrifying.
You have to
see.
investigate, though. You
And
have
it
to
is
investigate, and you have to figure out what happened. And if this was a Thursday, they wouldn't be doing this because it's the weekend. So it's got to be a Wednesday rally.
Yeah.
Let me give you my my yin and yang, both sides of the fence point of view on this. Number one, on one side of the fence, you got just what Rob said. This is a partial video. You don't know what led up to this.
Right.
You don't know the kid's, whether the kid was inebriated. You don't know whether he had anything to drink at all. He had, and we haven't gotten past that. And you don't know the circumstances of what led up to the arrest. On the other side, it's Virginia Alcoholic Beverage Control.
Exactly.
And
on the other side, I've had experiences with them.
What?
I've had experience with.
I
with
always
them.
thought
Really?
the ABC, and look, this is going to be really naive, but I thought they just picked out hot chicks that looked underage, stared at their cans and looked at their IDs, and then they walked away. That's all.
No,
I mean,
some cases, some cases, I think they send undercover officers.
Yeah, I've seen that
that are
before.
above the age of 21 into bars for a
sting
year,
operation.
and try to amass as many violations against a particular bar owner as
A
they
sting
possibly
operation.
can. Well, 1 year I was in. I had an
that
agent
was
come
you?
into my bar. I had an agent come into my bar for 1 year.
Weird.
And then present me when I met her. She was a young woman, attractive woman.
really?
And present me with 28 violations of over-serving. And
How
that
do
was
you
inside.
amass that?
Over-serving is an absolutely subjective thing,
At
isn't it?
her
There's-
discretion,
Exactly, yeah.
discretion, and they were the way if I remember correctly, they were unappealable at that time. So my experience with this particular Virginia bureaucracy was not at all a positive one, and there are many people that have gone through the same thing with me. So I'd
And
like
it's
to
a
get
state
all the
bureau,
facts here,
right?
but it's
It's a
yeah.
state bureau, so it's
well, they're
technically the
they're a
same people.
division of the state police, I believe.
It's
they're
the same
part of the
people
state
dealing
police.
that they're dealing with in Charlottesville, the same people that
Let's
dealt with
look
the
at
bars in Manassas. Now, I'm not going to single anyone out, any particular restaurant in Manassas, but
If you overserve the same guy, quote unquote, because you're overserving, right?
right,
Maybe that guy isn't getting overserved. Maybe he's just that type of like drunk,
or over ordering,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, how do you gauge that? I know. Look, I don't have that big of a tolerance, and I know that there are times if you looked at me, that guy's been overserved, but I've had 2 drinks.
Right.
Because, sometimes I'm an a-hole when I drink. That's what happens.
That is like giving a traffic cop the ability to say,
I'm
"You've
on
been
their website
operating
right
the
now.
vehicle in an unsafe manner."
I'm
But
on their website right now. It
Okay.
says Virginia ABC works to ensure that adults of legal drinking age who choose to responsibly consume alcohol can do so in a safe environment that complies with the laws and regulations of the Commonwealth of Virginia. That's what they say.
Well, that's vague.
That to me is a cryptic website.
It's
I'd like
very
to know
vague.
specifically
Yeah.
what they're all about. Now, by the way, in the state of Virginia, they should also know that government bureaucracy sells the booze. The
Yes.
Department of Alcohol Beverage Control sells. They
Controlled.
have their liquor stores.
the Virginia
Yes.
ABC store, and it is so foreign to people that come in to visit out of state. Like when I went to Maine, and I saw that
Oh, my God.
opposite the potato chips in
God's
the
country.
grocery store, there's bottles of Crown Royal. I posted on Facebook. I was so
I'll
excited.
take this. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll want.
All right, I'm
this
going to try
and
another route.
toothpaste.
Wavy
Say.
Lays.
What does-
They're on sale.
I know.
And
take
the,
them.
the,
Hey.
spe- the special agents are also sworn in as certified police officers, and they have statewide authority to arrest.
Boom.
Wow.
Like bounty hunters, Mike.
That sounds like Barney Fife
Or
stuff.
under.
Will you say that? So, Rofo, you're
Tune.
somewhere else. Go ahead. Give us more on Virginia ABC, just so we know what they're. Because they said these were ABC officers, and they were in uniform, were they not?
I believe so. I'm on the
Yeah, they look-
actual abc.gov site under the enforcement tab. And like I said, they're certified officers with statewide authority to arrest for ABC violations and other Virginia criminal law violations. So that's a little vague there
That's
as well.
also vague. And also, I could see where his public intoxication would be an ABC violation, but how is the profanity being a violation?
And people forget that ABC.
Okay, hold on. Our special agents are sworn and certified police officers, so they are.
Yeah.
So they're
Mike,
cops.
people
They're
forget
cops.
that ABC wouldn't even be here without Boys to Men.
That's right.
ABC violations
Another
investigated
bad
by
creation.
their special agents are reported to the Hearings, Appeals, and Judicial Services. Okay, bureaucracy gone mad, people. This is a very look. I'm going to say this, and I don't care. I don't have skin in the game anymore regarding this, but this is a very interesting operation, Virginia ABC, and they have been for a long, long time. And I think it's just if this puts a spotlight on them a little bit just to see what they're all about, I think that's a very good thing because we both read you the definitions of our special. Virginia ABC works to ensure adults, if they give the legal age who want to do that, their special agents are sworn and certified police officers. So they are cops.
Yeah, but that's the only
That's
thing
it.
they're specific on. Everything
And they have
else is so
statewide
vague.
authority, so they are statewide authority of arrest for ABC violations, as well as any other Virginia. So they can arrest anybody for anything in the entire state. They are state police.
Mike,
that's what it is.
There's also the other side of the coin where when I dealt with cops, and that doesn't make me any better, maybe it makes me a pussy, but when I dealt with a cop, I would just do whatever the cop said.
Yep.
Whether it was in West Virginia, actually especially in West Virginia, or it was in Maryland or D.C., I just do what they say, and I hope for the best.
And first of all, the word that you hear from a lot of people is comply, and I completely agree with that, 100%. With that said, I like to see what circumstances lead up to certain things, because I think now in this climate that we have right now, everything is on the table, and you have to be aware of that. And I'm saying it's an interesting bureau of law enforcement.
It's
a little different. I found it to be a little different.
I didn't know they had arrest powers, right?
And they have arrest powers, but they also have their own little rules.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I found, where they can do things that other cops cannot do. At least that's the way I understood
If
it.
something comes out of this positive, I would like to see some of this vagueness gone and know exactly what their powers are.
Yeah.
Because if this is their official website, no one else is going this deep in to figure out what ABC can do.
And how do you sign up for that? Because if you go through the police academy, do you say, my dream job to match for is ABC?
You
Well,
have
I
to be
think
the
the
guy
dream
in the
job-
police academy that makes the funny noises.
I'm
with his mouth.
really going to get in trouble. Would you like to
Jonesy?
know how you get in there? You failed the state trooper's exam.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very
Mike
much. There you
O'Mara.
go. I said it,
Find
ladies and
him.
gentlemen. Hey, just
Estero,
telling you
Florida.
what. Hey, you know what? All I'm doing is telling you what people told me. That's what I've heard from bar owners my whole life.
Man.
That a lot of these guys that are agents didn't get into other agencies in the state of Virginia. Could be right, could be wrong. I have no idea. Just talking out of my ass. Who knows? We'll take a break, and we'll come back with more. I will have my eyes on this story just to see what's happening, and I hope it stays in the news cycle. We'll take a break. Come right back. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Make no mistake, spring is here.
It is, baby.
Buds bursting. I can't wait till you get that wintry mix. But anyway,
Thanks, buddy.
How about getting away and going to Las Vegas and getting the best deal from Vegas.com? Whether it's spring break, March Madness, NASCAR, the hottest clubs, or EDM events, what are those?
Electronic dance music, Mike.
And how does that go? What is it? Oh, that type of stuff, like when you have a Skrillex.
Yes.
Hey, look at you.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right.
If you
Dead Now
good.
5.
head out to a rave.
Everyone at Vegas.com lives in Vegas. They work there and they party there. They know the people that set the deals. And the people at Vegas.com, because they are in the know, they are connected to all the clubs, all the bottle service, all the electronic dance music events, otherwise referred to as EDM.
Nice.
And how about some casino hosts, some fun people, or what your airfares you get out there.
Yes.
Vegas.com saves you money on all the hot headliner shows, tours, attractions. You will get the lowest rate on your hotel. If your hotel rate drops after you book it, they'll tell you so you can rebook. And I mentioned air, I shouldn't do that. These are hotels, all right? Vegas.com refunds the difference, so you got a best price guarantee even after you've paid. Go to Vegas.com right now.
Right now, Mike.
Click on the microphone in the top right-hand corner and enter the code TMOS to receive an extra 10% off everything but air hotel packages. That's Vegas.com. Click on the microphone and get your bonus savings by using the secret code TMOS. Book today. No, just the air hotel packages are not. You don't. That's not included.
Well,
in
but
that.
regardless,
a lot of information
Yeah.
on this particular piece of copy that I received.
That drop watch is huge because, for example, if you went out to March Madness this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, one of the best times to be in Vegas. I had the pleasure of being in Vegas when the tourney was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just nonstop action. If you booked a month ago and all of a sudden a hotel just gave you a better price,
Right.
they've got your back and they come back around and they let you rebook at the lower price and refund you the difference.
You get that price.
Pretty cool.
It's that easy, baby. Thanks for the pickup, Oscar. I was getting totally in the weeds there. You know what I mean? Sometimes when I'm telling our fine listeners about everything that goes on with our fine sponsors, I share so much of that information on a daily basis that I perhaps get a little confused.
My
So that's
pleasure,
maybe
Mike.
what happened there. Question for both of you boys.
Yes.
You have women that live under your roof.
Yes. Tidy women.
Oscar has women that lives under his crawl space.
Should I be concerned that Mrs. O'Mara is so obsessed with the show Dateline? And not necessarily just Dateline, but 2020 or 48
All those
Hours.
shows?
All the murder shows where the guy comes out and goes, yeah.
Keith Morrison.
It seemed that Mr. Johnson wasn't all he was cracked up to be.
Do you think she's getting pointers and hatching a plan to take you out?
Well, that has entered my mind.
What not
or
to do.
But it's also, we used to talk on the old show about Oprah and how I called it the man hater show.
Of course.
Because it was just. And look at Maury Povich and people like that. It's a cottage industry where men are pigs, and that's the whole show. And I think my opinion is that these Dateline shows are a variant of the man hater world, because 90% of them are some guy doing something stupid, and that, it just seems she's got like 50 of them stockpiled. That's all she's ever watching on TV.
Does she DVR them? Because they're always on
that's
anyway.
all she DVRs is that Dateline, 48 hours, 2020. Here it is.
Maybe she craves action like Pony.
No, I don't think that's it.
Housewife Missy Missington was a wonderful lady, according to her neighbors. She took care of people's children, went to her local church, and she was married to Satan, who was rich and ugly and get away with murder. It just it goes on and on and on, and it just freaks me out.
Carrie watches them too, but you know what else Carrie watches is all of the Law and Orders, and those have a similar flavor as well.
Yeah,
jing jing,
yeah, jing jing, and
right.
It's, could he really have a parallel life with another woman? Could he?
All right, I don't think there's
love triangle gone wrong.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything
right.
sinister.
No.
I don't think there's anything sinister. And if I give it 2 commercial breaks, there's every chance in the world that I might get hooked myself. However, let me just say this: when I'm watching these shows, at the very beginning, they always piss me off, because here is the formula, and I think it's the easiest formula in television news, quote unquote, because you take a crime that is already committed. So your story is already written. Your story is done. It's finished. 90% of the time, these people, whoever did it, is in jail. Sometimes they get away, but then that's like kissing your sister, because that's just a complete ripoff at the end. And then they just tell the story like it's happening for the first time, and that pisses me off, because it's complete BS as far as television entertainment.
And then they also sometimes, which is even worse, is they will repackage it, where they say it's like best of Nightline or best of 2020, and when Tamron Hall is doing the wraparound,
or Lester, he's slumming when he's there.
Exactly.
And they tease like nobody teases. Like, for example, so not only do you know, first of all, if all you would have to do is put a laptop on your fat housewife thighs, and you would be able to get to dive into this, and I'm not talking about Mrs. O'Mara.
No, you're not talking to anyone about Mike. You're talking to somebody else.
No, I am not. But the point is, all you would have to do is take a laptop, Google the name, and put murder next to it, and you would know the outcome of the case. So that's done already. But then, in the body of the show, they have to say, coming up. and their teases, they're coming up. Mr. Johnson is arrested, but will he stay in jail? It's like, you just told me the police made an arrest. I hate those shows. I hate everything about, and that white-haired guy that Bill Hader. Keith Morrison. Bill Hader did probably, I think the last thing I unhinged my jaw and laughed at Saturday Night Live was his impression of that guy, because it was so spot on. Everybody's like,
he really advanced. He advanced that guy's career, because he is not.
He did.
He's not a player at NBC News.
He isn't.
But now, whenever it comes on, Carrie says, "Come here, it's the Bill Hader guy." He's like, "Oh, you gotta."
But it's on, and they all do it. And to me, it's look. The news magazine is one of the greatest things I think ever happened in television. I think 60 Minutes is fantastic. I think a show like Real Sports with Brian Gumbel is absolutely superlative.
Real
it's
Sex.
Superb. And
Real Sex 29, 30, those are all excellent.
Real Sex. Real Sex. Real journalism, Rob. Real journalism shows are so enlightening, and they do good things, and they make you think. And then these shows are just
those trashy murder mystery books, or those.
Yes, it's exactly
like
what they're
like. Like a dime novel,
yeah. And to be honest,
now
on
a bad Friday night.
HBO has what, The Jinx. That guy Robert Durst,
Yes,
and that show
seems nice.
But the thing is, that guy was still walking around on the streets, and they got done doing their documentary, and this guy's got the handy-dandy wrist warmers on already,
so they
which
actually
is
did some good.
fantastic. So, I don't know.
Did you see
it's
the
interesting
doc?
to me.
Yeah,
I didn't watch all of it. I watched the front part of it. I did not get deep into it.
When you see the
Guy
final
is such a
episode,
creep.
and he goes in the restroom, he's already agitated,
right?
And he's there, and you hear him like any of us. Well, and actually, I hope none of us would be doing this, talking to ourselves.
He's talking to himself, right,
yeah,
Oscar?
And he's got this matter of talking to himself, like he's talking to someone else.
You mean the manner of talking to himself?
The manner, like he's talking to another Robert Durst.
Right.
Like he's talking to somebody else in the room.
It's a little Sling Blady. It's just a little bit, yeah.
He is, you know what? It's like he's a
personalities.
combination of Gilbert Gottfried and Hannibal Lecter.
Oh,
when
and
I
he's
look
got
at
the
that
best
guy.
of both.
So when you hear the audio, you've probably seen it on the news cycle, but when you see the lead up to him going to the restroom, this is after
when he's all worked up.
This is after the interview, or he stopped the interview. It's over. He says, "I need to use the restroom before I get out of here." Walks into the restroom, and you hear the transition of, "That wasn't good.
Yeah.
What did I do?"
It's
They've
scary.
got the letter, and you're like, "Whoa, what
but
is
with
going
that-
on in that mind?"
And the difference between that documentary on HBO and the NBC Dateline stuff is they actually got the guy because of this, right?
Yeah.
Weren't they? I mean, they did such an investigation on this stuff and
resulted
reopened
in
up
something.
these
Mike.
unsolved murders. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
You know what? I hate to bring it up again, but you mentioned earlier the series Serial.
yeah.
I think the one knock on Serial is that when it ended, there was no resolution.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you have to walk the middle where this this investigative series on HBO
It took 2 years.
It resulted in something.
Yeah,
And
years
then
to happen.
But then if you put it against, the Dateline NBC show where it's done. It's already packaged. The ending happened before the beginning.
Mike, and he's absolutely right because with Robert Durst, even today, yesterday's news cycle, nightly news, right?
Yeah.
They updated what investigators had found that Robert Durst had. He was found with stacks of cash and a mask that covered his entire face.
Oh, rubber mask.
Yeah, like a rubber mask. And then he had a ton of UPS tracking numbers. And when they asked him why he had all these tracking numbers, he goes, "Oh, that's for money I sent."
I
like,
grabbed this from
hello?
CNN. Let's see if we've got it. It might have
Shady.
some Anchorman on it, but let me see if I've got it here with the audio of Robert Durst, because he says, "What the hell did I do?" Right?
Yeah.
Let's see if we've got that. Okay.
Kill them all. Of course.
And explosives.
I
says,
killed them. I killed them all.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, absolutely terrifying.
And how many
that
paper
this guy did
towels
that.
is he using during that entire stay in the restroom?
Well,
I just kept on hearing crumbling. I'm like, do you care about Mother Earth?
Well, I think he's got sweaty palms at this point because he's about to go to jail.
So what I'm
Very
saying
nervous.
is the point I wanted to make is just with these amazing resources that that these people have. I really would just love, and look, I know it's not easy. It's not easy to find great stories. It's not easy to find great stories and then be a successful investigative journalist. But when you are able to fuel your network news department with these datelines that are by and large retelling of a story that already happened, I think it takes away from the resources going to really there are plenty of bad guys
Aren't
out
they
there.
cheap shows to make?
Yeah,
Maybe
it
that's
boils-
why.
it boils
Extremely
down to
cheap. I'm sure they're
ka-ching.
cheap. I'm sure they have to be, right? They have to be
boils
cheap
down
to make.
ka-ching. And the thing is how many great, hour-long dramas are there now on the networks? None. How many Dateline-style shows, hours, are on prime time every week? I would say 4. 4 hours a week of prime time dedicated to this because it's cheap. It's cheap and it's easy.
But let me ask this though, isn't it just as cheap really? You're talking about a camera and a reporter and going out and making a few interviews. Isn't it just as cheap to have the legwork done by the reporters, or maybe
I think
not?
the problem is the fact that when you start telling a story that the ending is already told to you, you can do it on deadline. And you do something like Jinx, they didn't know when they could finish it up. It took them 2 years.
Just got all these reporters lying around, and you got these guys.
They can do. You can do a Dateline in 6 days. You can.
I
Turn
mean,
it
to
in
be
6
honest,
days.
I've always thought the "What Would You Do" segments are ridiculously simplistic
Yep.
and putting people in completely contrived situations. What would you do if this person said, "I hate gay people," standing at the Starbucks next to you?
Right.
We put a hidden camera in there, and then the lady gets on camera. It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." It's all this simple,
they've had
easy
their
stuff.
great moments to catch a predator with the unfortunate
Oh, my
end.
God.
Now, that was a
Chris
good
Hansen
use of
had.
a hidden camera.
Those
I mean,
cookies.
you're legitimately taking predators off the street. That was magnificent.
amazing television.
And is it because Chris Hansen was a scumbag? Is that why?
Yeah.
Is that why that show's not on anymore? They should still do that. I live in Florida. I see these guys. They're riding bicycles.
I think
around
once
out here.
the guys.
Give it to Ryan Seacrest.
I bet the perverts caught on. They were like, "This guy wants to invite me over for milk and cookies." I know what this is about.
Yeah, I imagine that, but still, they
You
never
think so? Do you
realized-
think that's why
I think the
these
perverts
shows
that were on
don't do it
AIM
anymore?
or wherever they were finally caught on and said, "Well, I'm not going to play this game
But you know,
anymore.
but
I'll
the
go
thing
do
is-
my, whatever they were doing somewhere else."
It might have gotten tougher, but it wasn't because of the fact that they were recognizing him, because they never saw until the
it
setup.
was because the your classic what is it, the honey pot, right? Where
Right.
basically
I hate that
you're
phrase.
going through and you're saying what you have, and for them, what they wanted was an underage teen.
Sure.
And that formula, I think, fell apart. Also,
Recognizable,
the
yeah.
legalities of it. A lot of people started fighting some of these convictions because they claimed entrapment. So they started.
I would
fighting
love
that.
to see when I think that when you're talking about this, as you're talking, and listen, I'm not a broadcast journalist. I have a degree in it, but I swear to God, I sometimes wish that I was in that game. And maybe when we have a Chuck Todd in here, a guy that's doing a legitimate news show every week, I think about, when you're having this discussion, I think about the potential of what news departments could do. And one of the things when I'm hearing about this, I remember how many of these guys, didn't they do a couple like in Virginia or Maryland?
Oh, yeah. All
and I
over
was
the country they
stunned.
were, yeah.
And then I know that my ex-wife did a canvas of the neighborhood at one point to see how many of these guys were registered. I would love to see, how about investigating why these guys are the way they are? Is it a computer chip? Is it society? I'd love to see
The
something
wires
like
crossed
that.
early in life, I imagine.
Yeah, you wonder what
one
kind
of our guys
caused
who
that
works
crap.
on the Big O and Duke show, Zohan.
Is a predator?
No, his rabbi. His rabbi was one of the guys in To Catch a Predator from Maryland.
I remember the Maryland rabbi that got
Yeah, the
caught.
rabbi. That was a really
It was a
big deal when that
and
happened.
for years we would tease him to say like, "Hey, how close were you to your rabbi?" And he was not happy.
But
about
you know,
that,
Mike,
let me tell
I
you.
don't think it's all bad news, because the NBC News Department has made great strides even this week in filling Ellen DeGeneres' car with ping pong balls. So they are
I know.
actually. I really felt bad.
You know, Rob, it's not really these news departments. It's us. It's what we like. It's what we love. And I'm as
don't
guilty
know.
as anybody. It is, Rob. It's the internet age. It's what we all want to see. We all want to see the.
videos.
I was sitting at my desk this morning
I like
before doing this show. Do you know what I was watching?
What?
I was watching, and I don't know if
Bang
you guys saw
Brothers?
this. Rob, you see everything.
Oh, that's an
You see everything
work.
online. I was watching an intersection that was one of the most fascinating intersections I have ever seen in my life.
What made it
I'm
so
telling you,
great?
What made it great was these cars are going at 60 miles an hour,
Right.
and there is no traffic light. There is no stop sign. They are
In
missing
Russia?
each other. I don't know where it was, and they are missing each other by a quarter of an inch, and there are bicyclists going through the same
I've seen it.
intersection.
Does it look like it might be Rome?
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
yeah, I've
it
seen
looks
it.
like one of those little piazzas.
It's like playing asteroids. It's amazing. Yeah.
It is absolutely, and maybe it is Rome. I don't know. If you are not someone who knows what they're doing in that situation,
You're dead.
You are going to die.
Yeah.
But that's what we get fascinated by nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really all about figuring out anything. We're just making sure it doesn't come into my backyard, and that's why. Well. Getting back to it, I still think they should do different shows other than Dateline, and take my wife out of those shows, please. So we can, go back to watching Survivor Blue Collar, which is another one. Oh, my
also
TV.
good.
She had the remote last night. I couldn't
Hey,
get it away
what
from her.
about
I'm sorry about
Undercover Boss?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Don't get me started. Hello,
Guys,
I'm the Emperor. I'm the Emperor who's come down with all of the peasants. Thank you very much. F you and your cleaning company, douchebag. We'll take a break, come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, this is a random listener. And sure, I've been drinking a lot lately. But you know what else I've been doing? I've been thinking about Rob Spiewak's bag. Hey, you know what Rob loves? Well, fluoride in his water, a sweet-ass turkey leg at a theme park, and his routine for sure. But what he really loves is when listeners like you drop him a message. Listen, send your crazy-ass letters over for the mailbag. They'll read them. It might be Wednesday or Thursday. Who knows? They'll get to it, you humps. Rob at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Please, help Rob with his bag. Whiskey.
Did he crack up?
He did.
He
That's
cracked
Chris
up.
Razor. He
Oh,
does it.
my
The winner
God.
is whiskey.
Whiskey.
We've told you that Harry's gives you the best shave of your life. Harry's puts nearly a century of shaving experience into each blade from their German factory for a superior shave every time. But what you need to know is that Harry's will save you money. Since they make their own blades, you get an amazing shave at a fraction of the price of drugstore brands. Upgrade your shave for less money than you pay now. It makes good sense. Try it, and you'll be a Harry's guy for life with extra dough in your pocket. How can you get $5 off your first purchase with our code TMOS? It's easy. Just go to our website, and the starter set is only $10. You get the razor, 3 blades, and a bottle of shaving cream, all sent straight to your door with free shipping. And as always, your satisfaction 100% guaranteed. Go to harrys.com, HARRYS.com right now. Enter the code TMOS at checkout for $5 off your first order of a starter set. That's right, the code is TMOS. You get a month's worth of shaving for just $10. HARRYS.com and the TMOS code at checkout, and change the way you shave forever. You will love Harry's, everybody.
It is the only blade that touches my head, and you will never go back, I assure you.
That's wonderful. And thank you, Harry's. I do want to say something before we start with our news.
Yeah.
Want to send out to Tommy Lang again
Yes.
our very, very best wishes. But, Tommy, stop with the videos. You're on medication, buddy. You're getting that new liver, and you posted a video where you were laughing like an evil emperor.
Yes.
People are not going to still be sympathetic with you if you do that.
What
So please
did Chuck
stop
Todd
doing that.
say? Don't press send.
Don't press send.
I haven't
Thank
seen
you.
these videos yet.
There's one today that's a little disturbing. Tommy's all drugged up. He's
Yeah.
got a new. He like an hour ago. He got a new liver,
Right.
and he's sitting there and he's going, "I'm back." It's like, okay,
But what
Tommy,
a great, you know
stop
what?
it.
On the bright side, great picture of him and Steve. He looks
Yes.
great, and
Yes.
love
Yeah.
to see those two
And
together again.
I wrote him a nice note last night, and he sent me a video on Facebook, a private message video that was just him, and it starts and it's like 2 seconds. And then it's just him in his hospital room. I think he's okay, but I think he's
Somebody
you know,
take
he's-
his phone away from
Yeah,
him.
you know
He's
what?
got some drugs. He's got some drugs. That's what's
Someone
going on.
remove the Wi-Fi, please.
Yeah, because when you say
Exactly.
something like that, I'm a big believer in in karma. When you're like, I'm back, and then like karma says, No,
Easy,
you're not.
easy.
You know what
Maybe
I mean?
maybe on Friday's show we can get Steve Bridges on the show.
Absolutely,
on the
I think
line.
that'd
we
be
can
good.
call Steve, so we'll do that. All right, that's the wrong thing.
Oh, no,
Open that.
thank
That's
you.
the right thing.
News.
That's the one I want. Thank you. There's approximately a 0% chance that this story is true.
Oh, good. That's
but
how
it's
they
not gonna,
started NBC News last night.
That's right. But it's not going to stop us from talking about it. In Touch magazine says Bruce Jenner has already had his sex change operation.
Oh, it's terrific.
Source says, quote, Bruce has had the genital reassignment surgery, but he's incredibly regretful about it.
What?
I don't know. Now, but look, first of all, we have to take this with a grain of salt. Who knows? But that's not the only thing Bruce is waffling about. Their source also says he's not sure he wants his lady name to be Belinda anymore. Quote, he's wavered. I love quote. Quote, he's wavered several times, but he's now leaning towards Kirsten.
Well, you know,
Or Kristen. Kristen. That's
I
the
got
one,
a
yeah.
private video message from Tommy Lang last night. Turns out he's sharing a room with Bruce Jenner.
That's
So-
exciting. That's very nice. Thank you. Rob Spiewak?
Yes.
Liza Minnelli has checked herself into rehab again.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I hope she takes care of herself, Mike.
Her rep issued a statement saying, quote, Liza Minnelli has valiantly battled substance abuse over the years, and whenever she has needed to seek treatment, she has done so. She is currently making excellent progress at an undisclosed facility. Liza has been in rehab a few times before for a dependency on alcohol and prescription drugs. Her problems go back to a Valium addiction she picked up after her mother, Judy Garland, died of an overdose in 1969.
I thought it was on the set of Arthur on the Rocks.
No. I have to steal a joke I read on Facebook
That would
today.
put me on prescription meds.
Mike, it's Valium with a V.
Valium with a V. To say Stephen King knows a thing or two about horror is an understatement,
Hear,
so
hear.
fans may take note of his highly positive review of this movie. If you're a horror aficionado like I am,
Yes.
it is Guillermo del Toro's forthcoming film, Crimson Peak. And the reason this is getting a little buzz online is because of what Stephen King said about it. He said, was treated to a screening of Guillermo del Toro's new movie Crimson Peak this weekend. That's what he tweeted yesterday. He writes, gorgeous and just effing terrifying. In a subsequent tweet, he claims that the film electrified me in the same way Sam Raimi's Evil Dead electrified me when I saw it back in the day. So, for horror fans, the movie is called Crimson Peak, supposed to be released in October, and it's got Jessica Chastain and Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy.
I wonder how much they paid him to tweet that.
I know. He doesn't need the money. Exactly. Look at your index finger, boys. Do it right now. All right, now look at your ring finger.
All right?
Which one's that?
That's the one that's between the pinky and the fuck you finger.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Rob,
Whoa.
it's the broadcast show. Come
Shock
on.
jock.
All right, so index finger and the ring finger. All right, on the left hand, I guess.
Left hand, all right.
Yeah,
All right.
well, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at both of them. Researchers found that when the index finger is shorter than the ring finger, which
Right.
mine is,
Mine too.
this results in a small 2D/4D ratio, pointing to a high exposure to testosterone in the uterus, and this may indicate risk of schizophrenia in males.
Not okay.
Yeah. Schizophrenia, a mental disorder which people interpret reality abnormally. For the study, researchers collected and analyzed data of more than 100 male patients diagnosed with schizophrenia and 100 matched healthy male individuals. The findings are detailed in the Journal of Clinical Anatomy.
The thing that was so
that's it.
tough about that study, Mike, is they had to interview 100 guys, but it was 200 interviews.
Because they're schizophrenic,
Because they
right?
have
Is that
multiple
it?
personalities, right?
That's Rob Spiewak.
That's
He's here
right.
all
All
week,
right,
ladies
all
and
right.
gentlemen. Thank you.
I want to tell you.
Thank you all very much. Glenn Beck, ladies and gentlemen. Glenn
Boo!
Beck. Boo! Boo! Glenn Beck. Boo! 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 Beck! Bastard Beck! Bum! Glenn Beck said he's done with the Republican Party.
Ooh, what's his new circus act, Mike? Is he going to balance a beach ball on his nose now?
Beck says he has backed changing the party from the inside, but that's not working. Here's his quote. He said, I have backed changing the party from the inside. Then we saw how rotted the Republican is. He loves to speak like that. I give you the Republican.
Rotted.
How rotted
the
they
rotted Republic.
He says, we saw how rotted the Republican is. There's no saving it. Don't give another dime to the Republican Party.
Dime.
We tried to do it from the inside. They are knifing us from the inside. Oh, drama! My name is Beck. Yes, sir.
He hasn't been the same since he won that Grammy.
Yeah, they are taking people like Mike Lee and Ted Cruz and torpedoing them knowingly. 4 years ago, I said I work from the inside. Let's change it. Let's get new guys in. I think it's too late. So,
Well,
what
this is
the
good,
effing
though,
do?
because he'll have more time to tend to his Nazi memorabilia displays that he takes on the road.
There you go. Glenn Beck. And a little something for you boys. 27-year-old Brian Schwartz of Henderson, Kentucky, was in court in Louisiana last week because he is accused of helping his girlfriend murder her mom. So he's a pretty serious criminal.
Yeah.
But he's kind of hard to take seriously because while he was waiting for his hearing, he made poo-poo.
Mike, I think you could have left it at made.
He
That's
made, well,
fine.
for those of you that might not know my favorite term for going number two,
Yes.
he made and smeared it on his face.
Oh.
And well, that's not the reason it made it into news you may not need. Here's the good part: when he did that, he also dropped the line from Forrest Gump, "Life is like a box of chocolates." Yeah, the prosecutors aren't sure if he's actually mentally ill or he just wanted them to think he was. But if he was just trying to get his court date postponed, he was successful. He was immediately taken out of the courtroom, and his appearance was pushed back. By the way, his name is Brian Schwartz.
Yes.
Brian is a Medal of Honor winner, a ping pong player, and is best known for his very successful shrimp business. He likes mowing lawns for free and jogging across the entire United States. Thank you. I'm here all week, everybody. We'll take a break, come back for the audio vault and Rob Spiewak right here.
Let me tell ya.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey there, boys and girls. I'm Tony Perkins.
Hey there, boys and girls. I'm Gary Stein.
On this week's episode of our show, I put Gary to the test, movie trivia, and he's facing off against Rob Spiewak.
Hello, Tony Perkins.
Let me tell you something. You're going down.
All right, I'm going to flip a coin. Gary, you call it...
Tails.
Tails. It is tails. Do you want to go first or you want to defer?
What does that mean?
That means Rob would go first.
I'm kidding. I know what it means.
I had my dog deferred.
I don't know if there's an advantage, but I'll go first because I don't want Rob to talk anymore.
By the way, Tony, has Gary grabbed the coin that you flipped yet?
The Tony Perkins Show.
Hey, Rofo, you kind of produce that show, don't you?
Yeah.
Always get your guests to drive into the studio.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by the TMOS, or Skype him, for Christ's sake. We spend so much time talking about us here at TMOS. Let's take a moment to talk about you. Are you happy, getting enough sleep, eating your veggies? Well, if you're not doing that, how about just getting the Mike O'Mara Show bonus package for 2015? You get full access to all of the 2015 bonus content, on-demand video access to every bonus show, access to the entire bonus show anthology at over 25% savings, and it's a great way to support our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes, here.
It's waiting for you at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Just click the banner marked TMOS bonus packages or the mini banner marked Feed Our Families.
That's one.
And now you can even pay with a credit card, the TMOS bonus packages, because you are worth it. Let's open up that audio vault. Here it is. Rob Spiewak for Thursday, March 19, 2015.
You know, Mike, it's nice when real life bears out an opinion that you hold dear to your heart. And if you check out, speaking of the bonus show, this week on the bonus show, we discuss laziness. And I said, and you agreed, that Will Ferrell is comedically lazy.
Not lazy as far as the work ethic, because he runs around and he does a lot of stuff, but just when he goes on a talk show, the bits, it's just, I'm here, I'm funny.
He was on Fallon last night, and his whole bit was he came out, Mike, dressed as Little Debbie.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
I just want you to keep this in
So
mind.
if you have the visual, he does look like Little Debbie.
Yeah, and it's a riot, Mike. It's a man in a dress.
Oscar will never change.
No.
Oscar will never change. Oscar is slapping the... Look at that. That's funny.
Let's go to the clip and see if we can make Oscar laugh himself to death.
What's with the costume? What's up? What's with the... You mean this dress? Yeah, part of it. Partly, yeah. Yeah, well, I have to wear it. I'm the new face of Little Debbie's snack cake.
I mean, he looks just
I'm
like
so
her.
sorry, Rob. I'm
How
so
dare
sorry.
you.
I'm so sorry.
I made a vow to never play that man on this show,
I
and I
didn't even
played
see
it
it.
because
I
I
didn't
wanted
even
you to
see
know
it.
how
I didn't even
bad
see
it was.
I
It was
know.
bad.
I know. Can you play the clip again one more time, please?
If you promise not to laugh.
I won't laugh.
All
I
right.
won't laugh.
What's with the costume? What's up? What's with the... You mean this dress? Yeah, part of it. Partly, yeah. Yeah, well, I have to wear it. I'm the new face of Little Debbie's snack cake.
Boy, he's found a good
sorry.
landing
No,
ground at the Jimmy
I'm
Fallon
sorry.
show.
I'm sorry.
They can all show
Mike,
up
I'm
and laugh
sending you-
together
I'm
and wear
sending you
dresses.
a pick now, all right?
Great.
And you can
Thank you very
decide
much.
if we're just hacks or maybe we're right.
You know, I've got a great dad, Mike, and I think one of the reasons I love my dad is I know he would never do anything to make things worse for me. However, Representative Aaron Schock of Illinois, he is having to resign, I believe, in next month because he took a lot of money and decorated his congressional office like Downton Abbey. And also there's some peculiar accounting on like miles that he billed to the country.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also think he there's also a rumor out there that he is a closeted homosexual.
Weird.
That is not that means anything,
It
but they
doesn't
are
mean
saying
anything.
there are gay rumors that are circulating
Looks
around.
like you have
him,
a text, Mike.
So
Strange.
his
Yes, it does. I
father,
have a text
Richard
right here from
Schock,
Oscar.
addressed the media. And when you really are up against the ropes, this is what you want your dad to say.
He wears stylish clothing, and yet he's not gay. 2 years from now, he'll be successful, because if he's not in jail.
That's nice. 2 years from now, he'll be
So
successful.
that's the father that's
his
talking about
dad.
him.
His
Yeah,
dad says 2 years he'll be successful if he's not in jail. Thanks, Pop. All right.
I don't think
It's
he really
it's
dresses
the
like
classic
a dandy.
Will Ferrell. It's the classic Will Ferrell.
You know
doing
what?
that, and it's just
The picture actually diminished it for Mike.
Really?
Because
It did.
Mike knows
It did.
funny.
Yeah, it did. It did. Oscar, I'm looking
Welcome
at this.
back,
It's
dear
typical-
friend.
It's typical Ferrell.
Yeah.
Bull
But you know what? Jimmy Fallon loved it.
Of course he did.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
I
go
know.
to Texas, Mike. In the Midland, Texas, the police department, they have a great deal of confiscated fireworks every year. They don't allow fireworks in Midland, Texas. And this week, they destroyed, well, all for the year, 20,000
All right,
pounds
Oscar
of fireworks.
Oscar
I'm
just
so
sent me
sorry,
the full,
Rob.
the
That's
full
fine. I'm
body
torpedoing
shot.
your audio
He,
out here.
he sent me the full body shot here.
People
of
love
the-
texts on podcasts.
All right, I'll stop.
No,
I'll
what
put
do
it
you
away.
think? Give me your
I'll put
feedback.
it-
It's already in your hand.
Well, it's just a little. Just the socks and
You,
stuff like
Mike,
that.
are going to look
No.
back on this day ruefully.
I know. And I promise, at the end of the show, I am not going to go take a look at the.
I stand alone. I stand alone then.
I'm sorry.
That's
I am
right.
sorry about
Man,
that.
have fun
Right.
with you.
Rob,
Your Jimmy
Rob,
Fallons
Rob,
and your Will Ferrells.
Can you give me a little slack because of the fact that this is the drag thing? You know, I love that form of comedy.
I would think you'd
I've
be
always
jealous.
I know. I am a little jealous. God, I love that.
You never
outfit.
went, Mike, in all the years I've known you, you've never gone the youthful drag. You've always done
you
the
know
more
what?
mature lady.
I'll make you
Like
happy
Lucille
here.
Ball.
You know, God damn it! I will tell you this right. It's not Halloween. That should be.
Right.
That would be an incredible Halloween
It
costume.
would.
yeah.
It
That
would.
would be an incredible Halloween.
Yeah.
But it
Not
always,
the season.
But you know what? It's out of season. And it's,
Yes. Sorry.
and I bet he's getting money from Little Debbie.
Of course. Oh, you know what? Research it.
Yes.
Let's find out, and then we'll expose him.
Rob, I
Bastard.
apologize. I'm done texting.
All right, good. Here is the sound of 20,000 fireworks being disposed of in Midland, Texas. The only thing that sucks, they did it during the daytime. It would have been so fantastic
Yeah.
if they had done this at night. By the way, if you want to know what it sounded like at Mike O'Mara's main house last July 4th, sounded like that.
Wow. I'm afeared. I
Don't
love
be
him.
afeared.
I love going to him, but I hated when Oscar was setting those up. Scared the crap
Oh,
out
I
of me.
loved it.
A lot of fun.
I loved
I
it.
love the show, but I wouldn't be anywhere near it.
I
It
kept
scares
texting
me.
Oscar, be careful. Here's a picture of Will Ferrell. Be careful. So Adam Levine had himself a bad night. He was doing a concert with Maroon 5 in Toronto because apparently doing his hit TV show isn't enough. He threw his microphone down because the PA was screwed up, the monitor speakers,
feedback?
and it bounced.
It's
and
the PA. It's the PA system.
And it bounced and hit a young lady in the face in the audience.
Oh, no.
He apologized. He apologized to her. Oh, here it goes.
Has the PA failed? Not one time.
Let me start that again. I'm sorry.
Our first album came out in 2002. Not one time has the PA failed. Not one time. Until tonight. So, in my flustered state, I might have thrown my microphone on the ground, and then it might have bounced off of the ground into poor sweet Stephanie's face. And when I was trying to get everybody to pay attention, it was because I felt so utterly terrible that I had perhaps wounded this young fan. So I brought her upstage, ran a little distraction so we could get our together, and she is now enjoying the concert from the side of the stage as she should be.
With a nice pack.
Yeah.
Incidentally,
and
that,
hopefully
you know,
there'll be no
speaking,
lawsuit. La la la.
Yeah.
I know I've mentioned Mrs. O'Mara a lot today. That's her number one seat.
Same here, man. I hear about
That's-
it all
yeah.
the time.
That's
hey,
her number.
Can your
She-
hair be like Adam
Yeah.
Levine?
Yeah.
I said,
well,
hey, can you tidy up this place? We can
Yes.
work this out.
She showed me a picture of Adam Levine. So, oh man,
yeah.
She's lying in bed next to me. She got her phone, and I hear her go, oh man. I went, oh yeah, Adam Levine. And I went, oh, thanks a lot. Okay, let me go back to scratching my navel.
Stern
Thank you.
called
Thank you very
him
much.
the vagina whisperer.
Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, I don't normally like to spotlight this guy, the monologues anymore. But
did Oscar throw you off your game with the text? Did he throw
I'm
you off
sorry,
your
man.
game with the text?
You threw me.
My fault.
I'm so
Oh, 'cause
sorry.
he turned on you.
Because you turned on me.
He betrayed
I'm
you.
so
turned on
sorry. My most sincere apologies.
Speaking of women in bed, Mike, you know that more sleep means better sex.
A new study has shown that women who get more sleep have better sex. Unfortunately, the study was conducted by Bill Cosby.
Way over the line. That is not funny. That is your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
Thank you very much there. Oh, we got the new one. All right, thank you. I got it there. God damn it. Now I screwed myself up.
Those hi-hats.
I was trying to do that. That's it. Another Mike O'Mara show has come and gone,
Who is that,
everybody.
Adam
Be sure to join us again for more fun and more thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. If you want to correspond with the Mike O'Mara Show, send anything to TMOS Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. And to get your message or birthday request into the Wednesday mailbag, email Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. We rely on your word of mouth, so spread the word about TMOS so they can get it too. For Rob and Oscar, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.